just because you forgive somebody doesn't mean that you have to forget. And I don't know where the correlation comes in, but why do people think that just because you choose to forgive somebody that you are naive or that you're now ignorant? No. And what being the bigger person means is the level of maturity. And that may not be for everyone. So don't try to force it. But being the bigger person means you do not choose to engage in chaos or conflict or energy that does not resonate with you. You're separating yourself. You're removing yourself. You're not allowing yourself to be distracted. You're allowing yourself to stay focused. You're not engaging, indulging, or condoning anything that is outside of you or that's going to tamper or disturb your peace. Just because I forgive you doesn't mean that I'm going to forget or that I have to be cordial with you or that I'm going to rekindle. Forgiveness does not mean that you forget. And I'm not telling you guys what you can and cannot do. If it resonates with you, you take the information, you apply it, you use it. If it doesn't, life is going to continue to go on. Now, I'm not telling you guys to forgive anybody, but in this video, I'm going to talk about why it's important to forgive yourself. Sometimes in life, you did not ask to experience the trials and tribulations. Sometimes in life, certain things happened to you, and that's not your fault. Rose up and says, "Oh, I want to be a criminal. I want to be a banger. I want to be a prostitute." Nobody says, "Oh, when I grow up, I want to be touched on." Nobody wants to be beaten up. Nobody wants to be in poverty. Nobody wants to be hungry. All of those things. So it's not to invalidate your experiences, but if you have been in situations where you did not have the finances, you didn't have the support, you didn't have the guidance emotionally, spiritually, mentally, psychologically, however, you can't blame yourself. And it's not fair. I'm actually going to open it this time. But like, it's not fair to blame yourself for being around certain people when those people did not have genuine intentions. And I'm speaking for myself, and I know I'm not the only person. Sometimes in life, when you don't have the things that I've listed previously, you make certain choices because all you know in that moment is what you've been taught and what you've been exposed to. And it doesn't make it right or wrong. It doesn't justify it. We're not here to justify abuse, okay? Clearly. But if you only know trauma and chaos, you only know trauma and chaos. If you only know certain information about life, you don't only know what you've been taught. And you don't know it's right or wrong until you experience certain things or certain things happen to you or you witness it and you see how it makes you feel and others. So like, what has helped me along my healing journey and why I want you guys to practice forgiveness for yourself is because certain things that you go through are not always going to be your fault. And it's not to victim blame. It's not to point fingers, because it's like, nobody's perfect. I'm not saying that I've never not done anything, but the things, the good and the good is always going to outweigh the bad. And at least for me, it's not a lot of bad things that I've done intentionally. Like, I don't think that's a flex. A lot of people flex about being a bad person and treating people wrong and doing things intentionally. No, me personally, I can't live with that guilt. I know what I've done, and it's not a lot. And it doesn't make me higher or holier than others, but it's like I'm able to admit that publicly. I'm putting myself out here publicly, and I'm not gonna edit this video. I have not been in my videos for a minute, but like, it's not about me admitting it publicly. It's about you choosing to support this content and realizing that you're not alone. That's the whole purpose of why I make these videos, because some people are afraid, some people are scared, some people are ignorant. So it's like, when you've gone through trials and tribulations and nobody taught you how to heal, you don't know how to express yourself, you don't know how to communicate, you think there's something wrong with you. And I'm going to talk about that in the next video. Like, a lot of people have anger issues because maybe they never were taught how to deal with their anger, or maybe they're not a naturally angry person. And I can say that for me. Growing up, I was very fortunate that I was not an angry person. So when I did experience anger, it was a lot. It was overwhelming. And that's the same thing when it comes to your trauma. It can be a lot. It can be overwhelming because you think it's the end of the world, when the whole time it's not even your energy. It was projected onto you, or somebody did something to you. So these are the things that you need to know when it comes to forgiving yourself and why it's important. Starting off with number one, like I said, that energy does not belong to you. Those people who did you wrong, and that's the thing, people know what they did. So I'm not about to be responsible for these people who did certain things in my life. I can only be responsible for the things that I did in my life that weren't right. Okay? And same thing with you. That was not your energy. That was not my energy. Who we used to be at 5, 10, 13, 17, 20, regardless of how old you are, is not who you're going to be in the future. So what has happened to you, the best thing you can do is leave it there. And that's one of the best feelings. And I'm going to get to that in a second. But it's like, if you know that you're not a bad person, if you know you're not a liar, a thief, fast, slow, dumb, broke, all that stuff that people project onto you is how they feel or how they want you to be, because that's who they are inside. I know I'm not the following things, so how other people see me is not their business. And not just that, the reason why you should forgive yourself is because those people who intentionally went out their way to do wrong to you want you to suffer. Like, they want you to feel bad because they feel bad. Now, are we going to do things where we make mistakes because, like I said, we don't know how to communicate, we don't know how to express ourselves, we don't have the education, we don't have the knowledge, or we don't understand? Yes. But it's like, when you know you're wrong and you genuinely feel some type of way, you're going to apologize by your behavior. You're going to communicate better. Like, if you're not able to receive an apology or give out an apology, you have to live with your consequences, but you do better. You don't continue to do the things that you used to do. You held yourself to a certain standard, you become more responsible, you become wiser, and you hold yourself accountable. And that's another thing. When you practice forgiveness, all of those things are going to change. You forgiving yourself is for you, because another thing you have to realize is that you will start to become bitter. As I'm getting older, and not too much on my age, but as I'm becoming y'all rich auntie in real time, in real life, I'm becoming older. And when I can say within the first 27 years of life, if you do not learn to become your best version of yourself, whatever that looks like to you, you're going to become bitter. There are a lot of bitter people in this world because they never healed. Rather, they knew not how to heal, or they chose not to. So I meant to say, rather they knew how to heal or they didn't. But like, people become envious. People become jealous. People will learn to like feel regret and resentment towards themselves and to others because they didn't do what they needed to do, or they became too prideful. And it's not to shame people, but I don't condone that energy. I've never been a prideful person, so I don't condone that. If you are, we're here to work with you, not to be against you. But it's just like, a lot of people sometimes don't realize that you're only going to get older in life, and they do the same thing over and over and over again. And it's like, if you know better, you do better. And for me, it's like, if you care about yourself, you can only suggest and advise the help to the people that want to receive it. Our videos, the content that you guys are watching, it's not going to be for everybody, because everyone doesn't want to listen. Everyone doesn't have to. People are allowed to do what they want, but you can't sit here, at least if you're choosing to follow me genuinely, you can't sit here and complain about certain things and then not be responsible for what you've done. I'm not excluded. That's why, once again, I don't mind putting myself out here publicly to speak on these things, because it's real and it's important. Like, if you do not practice forgiveness, you're going to suppress your feelings. You're going to become cold-hearted. And then eventually, you're going to live a life that you weren't destined for. And boy, do I got a lot of tea to tell y'all. We got a lot of videos, a lot of healing to do. Like, ooh, it's going to be a time. Give it some time, you guys. It's going to be a time. But, like, you will end up living a life that you are not meant to experience. All because of what people projected onto you. Because people, ooh, I can tell you, the people who are not meant to be around you, that's all they do is talk about you. That's all people do is talk about me. And they don't have access to me. They were never supposed to be around me in the first place, because that's not who I was and that's not who I am. And that's the same thing with you. When you're around people in a certain season and you outgrow that season, people are going to feel some type of way. Don't ever think that anybody has control over you or should be entitled to you. Like, I don't condone that energy at all. So it's like, you guys, I'm reading what it said. And this Jolly Rancher, the blue one, is the best one to me. What's your favorite color Jolly Rancher and flavor? I like the blue one. But what does it say? Not. I don't know what I wrote, you guys. I'm trying to read what I wrote. I read the first two. So it's not your energy. You'll become bitter. You'll suppress your feelings. Not. Oh, I think I said that already. Not live the life. You guys know I be having my whatever these calls, I cannot think of the name. I be having brain fogs a lot of the time, but like, you end up not living the life that was destined for you. And there is a path for everyone. Unfortunately, some people don't experience it because of the trauma, because of not healing and forgiving. And the reason why I want you guys to forgive yourself is because if you know you weren't all these things that people try to project onto you, why would you live that life? Like, I know who I am. I know who I was as a little baby. I know who I was as a little girl. And I know who I am as I'm becoming a grown woman. And that's the same thing with you. Like, nobody knows you. Even the people that you used to go to school with and knew and work with and date, those people, even your family, don't even know you. They don't know you. Like, someone who knows you knows that you are beautiful. They know your worth. And not just that, people who know you support you. Oh, let me write that down because that's a different topic for a different video. People who know you are going to support you. People who know you are going to support you. The people who don't know you and don't want to get to know you, they're not going to support you. And I'm speaking from experience. Because it's like, people be like, oh, I know this person. Da, da, da. Okay, so then you would know that they're going to heal. You know that they have genuine intentions. And it's not even that. The people who wronged you, they knew that about you. That's why they did what they did. When people try to intentionally go out their way to cause confusion, they know that. And it's like, I'm not about to sit here and take on your energy because you thought it was okay to mistreat. But what I want you guys to know is that people who try to play you end up playing themselves. And I know for a fact, I got a lot of things I could speak on. A lot. And when you don't say nothing, because that's the thing. When you don't say certain things, people just assume. And let me tell you something. Don't assume. Because you're going to make an ASS out of you and me. And when it goes back to you, you're going to feel some type of way. But you need to forgive yourself because that little girl, that little boy inside of you is like, this is not the life we're supposed to live. Like, I don't know about you guys, but childhood Ty, baby Ty, she's looking like, ooh, this is not how I was born. This is not how we're going to end up. Like, she's like, no ma'am, no ham, no turkey. Like, it's not giving what it's supposed to give. And once again, the only people who have a problem with you healing are the people who cause problems. If you know me, then you should be happy for me. You should know, like, okay, this is who I was. This is who I always been. Because when you forgive yourself, you get back to who you always been. You see, you can't just become somebody. It has to be installed in you. You could change your ways to become better, but in order to be great, you already have to be great as a person. It has to be who you are. You can't fake it. So it's like, if you really want to know who somebody is, see how they carry themselves, how they talk about others, and how they think about themselves. And just continue to support yourself with people who respect you. Like, when people talk about you, like, and I know this from experience, they just let you know, like, how important you really are. Okay? So, forgive yourself. It's going to take some time. Everything in life takes time. Healing could take years, months, days. It doesn't matter. As long as you want to become a better person, you will. And I'm telling you guys, once you let it go, once you let the past go, the people, the friends, the family, the lovers, the coworkers, oh my God, it's the best feeling in the world because your life gets better. My life has gotten so much better. So much better once I returned all that energy back to where it came from. Because it was never mine in the first place. What do I look like carrying weight that doesn't belong to me? I'm not doing it. I know what I've done, and you live with it. Like, people know what they do. People know what they do. And time tells. And I just that you have to be patient. Because it's like, the longer it takes you to, like, receive something or get somewhere, it's going to be huge. And that's why a lot of people fail to realize. If it took so long for you to become this person, it's a lot that comes with it. So I'm not telling you guys to forgive anybody other than yourself, because that's a different topic for a different video. And if you struggle with forgiveness and have any questions or concerns about forgiveness, feel free to follow and engage and ask questions in the comment section. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. Most importantly, follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Ty_guidance, TYI_guidance. Follow us on TikTok at Ty.guidance, TYI.GUIDANCE. And book your session down below. All the information will be on the about section when you come on our page, as well as in description. And if you guys have any other topics that you want me to go over or that you want to ask, follow us on Instagram, because I will start doing more posts. That's where I get the video ideas come from. I am not editing none of these videos. Where the ideas come from, but like I go on Instagram, my Instagram story, I put up posts, I ask you guys like questions and answers, and I also like put up polls what you guys want me to talk about. And I'm currently still working on my Instagram. I'm working on all my platforms, but stay tuned for more. I don't know, you guys, why I can't speak. Bye.